Good morning, good morning, good morning, Dominica world. Good morning. Hello, this is Dominica. Welcome to this another edition of the Cooperative Voice program. I'm your host, Phoenix Belfield, and today we're going to speak in a little bit about the role of volunteerism in the credit union movement. This program is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited in collaboration with Mlaja Mobile Wallet, Dominica's first and very own financially inclusive and accessible mobile wallet, providing you great innovative solution. Remember, you can download the app free from the Play Store or the App Store and sign up in a few seconds. You can pay your bills from the comfort of your couch at no extra cost. So you can pay your flow bills, you can pay your Dawasco bills, you can do mobile top ups, and you can purchase at your local merchant partners. Big things happening with the Mlash wallet. So in today's program, we're going to be speaking a little bit on the cooperatives, and we'll turn our attention to the role and responsibilities of volunteers at your local credit unions. And this is part of the series Know Your Cooperative. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with this edition of the Cooperative Voice program. So just stay tuned, and we'll be speaking a little bit more on the role of volunteers and how you can become part of the movement. All right.
Let's talk about topping up via CU Online. Open your CU Online account and select Transfer. Select Send to any other member and enter the last name Mlajan, Mlajan. Account number 321027, ID 10. Enter your desired amount and leave your Mlajan associated phone number within the comments. Confirm the transfer. Confirm your email address for the security code and input the code received, then click Submit. It's that simple. Mlaja, a new way to pay.
Want to earn some money with friends and family. Mlaja, refer and earn. Yes, it pays to share. Refer friends and family members. Receive 50 points each and redeem it for Laja Shesh. Haven't you referred a friend yet? Mlaja. Terms and conditions apply. You want to earn some money with friends and family. You want to earn some money with friends and family.
All right, again, good morning, and welcome back to this another edition of the Cooperative Voice. I'm your host, Phoenix Belfield. Yes, I've been away for a bit, but I'm back here. It's a beautiful day today, partially overcast and not so humid. Welcome to this beautiful island of the Commonwealth of Dominica. I know yesterday we've had some rain up on the east, and the weather was unkind in some respects. I'm hoping today for better weather. I also would like to take the opportunity to give a shout out to the credit union volunteers and staff, and also to our credit union service partners, Mlaja and Cooperative. Quite a few folks have been talking about the Cooperative Insurance Company Limited's FHP, or what we call the Flexible Hurricane Protection Plan, and it's about making hurricane protection personal. This provides a buffer protection in the case of hurricanes in all categories. So, in this case, you don't need adjusters nor assessors. You simply choose your premium and your coverage, and you get a rapid payout just like the speed of wind. So, if you want to get some more information about the FHP program, you can call 440 9052 or 440 9057. I repeat, 440 9052 or 440 9057. Remember, the cutoff date for signups for this period is May 31st. Okay, and that is just before the hurricane season starts on June 1. So, all right, so call the number, find out more about FHP and how you can become involved. I think they've just launched in Grenada. Anyway, back to our roles and what we're doing today. So today the focus is on responsibilities, role and responsibilities of volunteers at your local credit union. We have been speaking about it for some time about how you can become involved in the credit union movement and what is it that you can do, how is it that you are able to succeed in your roles as a volunteer. Now, a lot of people would say, it's not a wash your foot and come scenario. The credit unions are actually governed by rules and regulations. And so one of the things that we want to do here today is just to give you an insight into the roles and responsibilities of volunteers within the movement. Today, we're focusing on credit union. Remember, cooperatives are not just limited to credit union. You have non-financial cooperatives, which we'll be focusing on a little lower in our program. But in this case, we'll be focusing on credit unions and how you can volunteer. So a couple of things happen when we look at credit union volunteering opportunities, and we call it hashtag not for profit, hashtag imagine more. So one of the things that quickly come to mind is that credit unions are member owned and they're not profit democratic financial cooperative. So it doesn't really matter how many shares you have in a credit union. At an annual general meeting, you only get one vote. Okay, so that's democracy at its core. Additionally, credit union exists to serve members who govern and lead their own credit union. So the credit unions serve the membership, but you also get an opportunity to be part of the governance infrastructure of your credit union. You get to make a meaningful contribution at the credit union level, at different levels, be it the board of directors, supervising compliance committee, or the credit committee. Credit unions also, for the credit union membership, what essentially happens is that the monies are pulled together, and from that, they're able to now offer it as a loan product to other members. All right, so it's really the pooling of resources that help the credit union thrive to what it is today. And today, the credit unions focus a lot more on the social impact to their communities that we have in times past. So it's not only about providing these financial products, but also being able to serve the communities in different areas. We also look at the credit union difference. One, it's member owned and focuses on community impact. So you would find, for example, in the case of Dominica, where we have more than 25 or 26 branches and sub branches spread all across the length and breadth of the Commonwealth, credit unions are ideally located in those villages and communities that are challenged. And that is why we help out with this thing called financial inclusion and access. So we're where the people need us the most. A lot of the surplus are distributed among membership by way of dividend. You also get interest on your savings. And there's a really openness in terms of the fee structure of credit union. Very little fee, but whenever there's a fee, you would see it published somewhere, either on the website or on the little pocket books that you would get. You would find those fees published there. There's also greater loan flexibility with little to no penalties. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there are no penalties, but of course, like any financial institution, the credit union has to provide great stewardship over member savings. So they would have the same delinquency management regime, seeing how they can track down the persons who are not paying their loans and so forth. But in addition to providing financial services to the credit union, to the membership, the credit union also provides a lot of supports to sporting clubs. We have, I think Central is a sponsor of the Dubla Football Club. You have cricketing teams being sponsored, cricketers, sports enthusiasts. And you find the credit union giving a lot back by way of what we call corporate social responsibility. So our services go beyond just simply traditional loans and savings. And that is why it is so important for you to come and volunteer with the credit union. I've asked a lot of persons, why volunteer with the credit union? And they say, well, listen, we have particular skill sets that the credit union need. We're an accountant, we have law, we're in construction, engineer, and what have you. Listen, to be a credit union volunteer, you don't need to have a master's degree or a PhD degree. You just need to be willing and have the basic skill sets. Of course, training is provided for you at the credit union level because we want to ensure that when information is presented to you, that you understand what is being presented to you. So training is provided to the volunteers when you come in. There's induction training and a lot of other capacity building training that are provided to you as a new volunteer. And it also gives you the opportunity to give back to your community. Help your credit union with your skill set, help your credit union to grow and reach the membership. You also get an opportunity to add this to your CV. People who serve in the credit union are able to add these professional relationship, professional experience to this job description because you're now part of the leadership and governance of your credit union. And as a result, it helps you to meet new people, it expands your social and professional horizon, and it helps you to broaden your knowledge base on what the credit union is all about and service the membership. Some people also join because credit union have been good to their family. I know people who, as a result of the credit union, met their spouse. Some people got their mortgages, their cars, their education through the credit union system. So, for whatever reason that you believe that you can be an asset to your credit union, contact your local credit union and find out how you can become part of the solution. All right. Now, some of the skills that you learn at the credit union: marketing skills, community relation, business planning, credit control, customer service or member service, as we say. You also get experience as being a volunteer in a professional financial service provider entity. There's also the professional development. There's the professional. There's a confidence and self-esteem that is built having spent some time at your local credit union. And it also helps you to try new experiences and improve on your personal and professional skills. Some people learn about money management, some people enhance their knowledge of money management. And as a result, they're now able to make a significant contribution to their local community. So credit unions here in Dominica is really big in terms of uh, population density. We're the highest in the world, and as a result, you can become a volunteer at any one of your local credit unions. We have 6 credit unions in Dominica. We have the National Cooperative Credit Union with 7 main branches. We have Central Cooperative Credit Union with 2 branches. We have Marigot Cooperative Credit Union with 4 branches. We have West Coast with 4 branches as well. We have Grand Bay with 2 branches, and we have St. Mary's with 1 branch in the Jorodel area. So you can volunteer at any one of these credit unions, and you can provide this service to your community. Now, a couple of things we want to just talk a little about some of the role and responsibility. And for the subsequent programs, as we head on to the annual general meeting of those credit unions, we'll be getting in depth about each of these committee roles and what is going to be required of you. Because some person said, listen, I come in, somebody asked me if I want to volunteer. I said yes, but I don't know anything about credit unions. So we're going to teach you what you need to know about credit unions and how you can become part of the equation. So we are governed by the Cooperative Societies Act, 2 of the revised laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica. You have the regulations. Each of the society has its own bylaws, that is the society's rules. And then you have other regulations like the anti-money laundering and counter-financing of terrorism acts and laws. For us, there are 3 main committees at the credit unions. One, the board of directors. Now, this is what is contained in the act, but the bylaws of each society has it expanded, and we're going to get into greater detail as to what are the roles and responsibility for each of the volunteer groups. So, for the purposes of today, I'm just going to give you a little synopsis as to what are the roles as captured by the Act. So, for the board of directors, subject to this Act regulation bylaws, you were tasked with the responsibility of exercising power of the cooperative society directly and indirectly through employees and agents of the society, ensure the good governance and direct management of the business and affairs of the society, formulate and implement policies of the cooperative society, and under 57, the board may establish committees to lend to the more efficient management of various aspects of the business and affairs of the society. So, as the board, you're the chief custodian, the senior custodian of the affairs of the society. You manage the affairs through the management of managers, all right, or of your managers. So we often say the board governs and management manages. All right, so your responsibility as a board is going to be to ensuring that management is taking full stock of the affairs of the society, ensure that the society is properly run, and review information that are presented to you regarding the governance and the stewardship. All right. Then we have the other committee, which is the credit committee. Now, as a credit committee member, you have four core responsibilities. One, implement and ensure the implementation of approved loan policy. So, when the board of directors approve the loan policy, your role as a member of the credit committee will be to ensure that the policy is implemented. Two, prudent oversight of the loans portfolio. So you'll be reviewing with your loans officer and management the performance of your loan portfolio and making recommendations for improvement. Three, make recommendations to the board with respect to the loan policy of the credit union. So, if, for example, in your deliberations you find there are some gaps with which the loan policy could be strengthened, you can make those recommendations to the board of directors for improvement. And then you may perform any such duties as prescribed under the Act, the regulations, and the bylaws. You know, like in the job descriptions we have and any other duties. So, yes, credit committee members, you will be responsible for any other duties as per the Act, the regulations, and the bylaws of your local credit union. And then next we go on to the supervisory and compliance committee, which is like the watchdog for the credit union. I call them like the internal auditor for the credit union. And the supervising committee, they keep minutes of the meeting. They meet at least, they're supposed to meet at least twice sorry, make calls to not to make made or calls to be made not less than twice in the period before the next annual general meeting to do examination of books. So you go through the books of the society and you make a different documentation and account of what's happening in the credit union. You also go through a passbook, statement of accounts, membership accounts as well, just to ensure that everything is in tip-top shape. You also have the responsibility of meeting with the board of directors. You also have the responsibility to ensuring that the actions of the board of directors are in accordance with the Act and the regulations and the bylaws and so forth. So when the board makes decisions, you're able to now ascertain that everything is done in accordance with the rules. And you're also required to submit a written report within 7 days of having met. So every time you meet, you have to submit to your board of directors a report of that meeting within 7 days. So your role, also that of the board and credit committee, is quite extensive in terms of the reporting requirement to the membership and also to the board of directors on what is happening at the society. So really, it's a beautiful game of tango, where you have the board of directors as the central custodian, the supervising compliance committee as the watchdog of the society, and then you have the credit committee, who's responsible for management of the most important portfolio of the society, the loans portfolio. At our next meeting, we'll be speaking in depth about what is required from each. So when you sit on the supervisory committee, what is required of you? When you sit on the credit committee and the board of directors, what is required of you? So that you can get an in-depth knowledge and in-depth idea as to what are the requirements. So when you go to your AGM, if you're not prepared to sacrifice a few hours of your time, a few hours of your Netflix time to assist your society, don't volunteer, because there is significant responsibility placed on the volunteers of the credit union, and we want to ensure that you know what you're getting into before you get there. All right. So time is almost up on me. We're out of time already for this week's program, but next week we'll be focusing a little bit more in depth on the roles of each of the specific volunteer group, and we will get a bit more. And if you have any questions, you can join the live chat. You can send your questions via the chat wherever you tune in from. We're on the social media pages of the credit union. We're on YouTube. We're on Emo News. We're on Q95. So wherever you're joining us from, you can send in your questions and comments. And if you need anything cleared up for you, you can send in your questions, and we'll be sure to answer them for you. Okay? So that's it for me for this edition of the Cooperative Voice program. I would like to thank everyone that stayed tuned in, everyone that supports the program, everyone that's supporting the work of the Credit Union Movement, Mlaja. Um, Thank you for your support so far, and it's been a privilege. Thank you for joining the broadcast this week, and until that time, my lovely people in Radio Land, look forward to your continued support and your company next week. Next week, we're going to be doing something special, and so we look forward to your support next week. Same place, different content. Thank you again for everything that you've been doing for us and your support, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it very much. All right. So until then, take care of yourself. We'll be in touch.
Want to earn some money with friends and family. Mlaja, refer and earn. Yes, it pays to share. Refer friends and family members. Receive 50 points each and redeem it for Laja Shesh. Haven't you referred a friend yet? Mlaja. Terms and conditions apply. You want to earn some money with friends and family. You want to earn some money with friends and family.
Send me money. Receive money. Send me money. No more hassle. Mlaja. Send me money. Send me money. Receive money. Receive money.
Mlaja, it's safe and secure.
Mlaja.
You want to send your money to friends and family.
No more standing in line. Mlaja.
It's a new digital financial service brought to you by the Dominica Credit Union Movement. Introduces a new wallet solution, Mlaja. Top up friends, pay bills, make shopping easy, extra secure. Sign up is absolutely free.
Mlaja.
You want to send your money to friends and family.
No more standing in line. No more Mlaja.
Download the Mlaja app today. See your credit union for more details. Mlaja, your mobile payment solution.
Mlaja.